Hi, my name is John Carlson. I'm a student at North Seattle College. I'm a Seattle native and I'm 40 years old. I graduated from Inglemoor High School up in Kenmore in 2003, Western Washington University in Bellingham in 2007, and I'm now approaching graduation from North Seattle College at the end of this month in 2025. The degree I chose is Healthcare Technology Management, Biomedical Technology Associates, and I'm looking forward to completing my degree. I've been working for about 20 years in the restaurant industry. I got my first job when I was 16 years old at a kitchen in a summer camp and sort of made a career out of it from there. I've done a lot of things on the side, but restaurants always been my main thing. I've done fine dining, vegan and raw food. I worked at a barbecue restaurant doing the carousel smoker, butcher, seafood for a grocery store, and bartending, and also working as a catering chef. At 36 years old, I was working full-time catering and for a good company in Seattle, and I was bartending on weekends for extra money. I didn't think anything about school. I was doing okay, and was feeling comfortable with where I was at. Until March 2020, the COVID pandemic hit, and suddenly I got a call from my boss saying that we'd lost all our clients and there was no more work for me. My wife, all my friends, suddenly all non-essential workers were let go, and it was a difficult time for me. It was some time when I had to reflect and think about what I was going to do for the future. Kitchens was kind of all I knew, and suddenly I had no job, no promise of it returning. So I started thinking hard and looking around. I had time and extra, government money to consider school for the first time. And so I was playing music, working on amplifiers at home, working on tube and solid state stuff. That's something I kind of do as a hobby, but never really considered studying at a serious level. But I began to think that going back to school is a good idea. I met people that had graduated from North Seattle College and were working in the field. It got me interested in considering a new career in healthcare and getting to the other side of the hospitality industry. So I'm taking my degree at North Seattle College. Electronics is something that I've always been interested in, but I never thought it was something that I could do as a career. So in fall 2021, I decided to take a chance and enrolled. My first class was DC Electronics and the Electronics Introduction 105. That was the first time I heard about biomedical electronic industry, and it was new to me. It was intriguing, but there was promising job opportunities. North Seattle College offered a 2-year degree for biomed, which was great for me because I'm a little bit older and wanted to get a new career going. In the beginning, I faced a lot of challenges at North. For me, it was like taking a big leap of faith into an unknown field. I was intimidated to go back to school at 36. I thought I was too old, but I was willing to take a chance, and North Seattle College seemed like a good fit. DC Electronics with Ben Roberts, that was my first class. He was a great instructor, really knowledgeable about everything in the field, but also really approachable too, in a way that was good for someone like me, a new student that felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I think during that class, there was a time when Ben came up to me and complimented my electronics toolkit that I brought with me, which was an old leather camera bag that I brought to class. Even though tools were supplied at North, I always brought my own, like my digital multimeter, soldering iron, hand tools and stuff, just to be prepared for any kind of situation. Ben told me that it was a good sign I should consider going into the biomed program because that ethos fits well with the biomedical industry. Again, I didn't know what a biomedical technician was, but it was a little moment that planted a seed for me that maybe it's something I could consider. And as I continued to do my coursework, I actually did well. I maintained a 4.0 during my first academic year, which was a surprise to me. The following year, I decided to make a commitment and go into the biomed program. I would say that all the instructors at EET program were great examples to me about how to approach electronics repair with maturity. So Ben, Charles Eckard, Chris Sanders, and Tim Figgenbaum, they all became like mentors to me and really helpful in every step of my growth. One of the most important things that the teachers stress here is step one is to breathe. And this has been a strong focus on handling emotions when dealing with stressful situations. It's helped me at North and in every area of my life just to take a moment and just to reflect and be calm when you're trying to solve problems. I began my internship with Harborview Medical Center in February 2025. This is the final part of the EET Biomed program, EET 297, and is the last step towards getting my degree and getting myself in the real world. The externship, I began with the biomed coordinator, William, and I'd been talking for several weeks. He brought me in for an interview and a guided tour around Harborview's medical clinical engineering department. I met with several of the technicians there. A lot of them were recent biomed grads at North Seattle College. The others were from Bates in Tacoma. They were great. They were all really friendly with me, made me feel welcome, even though I was sort of intimidated to be in there. William believed that I would be a good fit as an intern based on my academic transcript and the education I received at North Seattle College. For my internship, I would shadow different biomed techs each day. Each has a different specialized role at the hospital. Harborview's clinical engineering department is subdivided into several different shops, and I shadowed with each one for a week or two at Harborview. Each shop has a different role to fulfill and to maintain the safety of all Harborview's medical equipment. Some of the units I worked in were the NICU, the burn unit, operating rooms, emergency department, sleep lab, dental clinic, nuclear medicine, radiology wings, worked in the cardiac unit and physical therapy, bed shop, blood laboratory, and the post-anesthesia care unit, as well as the respiratory clinic and ventilation repair upstairs on the 9th floor. It was a privilege for me to shadow different techs each day. The clinical internship was an incredible experience for me. Each biomed tech has a different area of focus in the hospital, and they brought me behind the scenes to just about every department at Harborview. So every piece of gear must be repaired carefully because people's lives depend on a biomed's attention to detail. And this is something I learned at North and have been beginning to practice in the real world. I'm reaching the end of the biomed program at North Seattle College, and I'm feeling really proud of everything I've been able to accomplish here. The staff has been great and done a lot to train me up, give me some real hands-on experience, and prepare me for working in the real world of healthcare. And I've done everything on my part to show up every day and work hard. The notes I've kept and the flashcards I made, I reference during my internship constantly. I keep those with me at my desk at Harborview. So the Biomed 1 and 2 class, those lectures were essential for preparing me for working in the field. And it's been great. It's been surprising for me to be on the other side and to feel like this is something I could do. 4 years ago, I would have felt not prepared to be taking on work in a hospital. But I feel like the work at North Seattle College has prepared me to go down any path that I choose. I'm optimistic about my future in the biomed industry. It's really promising and it's opened a lot of doors for me. This summer and fall, I plan on pursuing employment, probably as a Biomed 1 somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. This is a great town to live in for the biomed industry. I'd consider working in a shop, possibly manufacturing, or maybe even working as a field technician. The externship programs give me really good contacts in the industry, and I'm really grateful for the faculty at North Seattle College helping me see this thing through and complete my degree. And really happy to be graduating this June. I also wanted to thank you for watching my testimonial and to thank my mom and dad for sticking by me and encouraging me, and my wife for keeping me going through. Thank you.